Hey everyone, Chris from Computer Stuff here. I wanted to discuss some new tech news that's kind of circulating around the internet, and that is that Windows 11 is going to start requiring an internet connection in order to function. Now, when Windows 11 came out, the home version already required an internet connection when you set the thing up. So basically when you buy a new computer and you turn it on, it runs through something called the out-of-box experience. And here, Microsoft pushes you to a screen where you, instead of establishing a local user account like computers have done for the past 30 years, you have to establish a Microsoft account in order to set up your new computer. Now, obviously this requires an internet connection because it needs to call out to a Microsoft server in order to establish the account, and thus became kind of a pain in the butt for anybody that either didn't have internet around, didn't want to have the internet around, didn't want to have a Microsoft account. So there were some workarounds to this. Basically, in the original Windows 11 release, you could hit Alt F4 and bypass that screen. And then they did a patch to fix that. So then what you had to do was hit Shift and F3 in order to pull up a command prompt. And then from there, you could then pull up Task Manager and then kill the network service that's basically requiring you to set up that Microsoft account. And again, allows you to bypass and create a local account. Well, now what Microsoft wants to do is patch that and then also require Windows 11 Pro to have an internet connection and establish a Microsoft account. Now, it goes without saying that this is a pretty annoying thing because, believe it or not everybody in the world has internet. And those that don't have internet, some people don't want to connect their computers to the internet for whatever reason. There could be a variety of reasons why somebody may not want their computer connected to the internet, especially out of box. But one of them being, one of the most, the biggest issues for us as a computer repair shop, for example, is that we are setting up, hundreds of computers a day. And that means that we're going to need like a dummy Microsoft account in order to bypass that setup screen. Now, to rewind a little bit, there's a lot of conflicting evidence online regarding whether or not you can actually bypass this required Microsoft account with any kind of trick. Now, in all of the modern Windows 11 beta builds that we tested, we were still able to bypass these screens. However, there are a lot of people, a lot of other like tech journalists and news outlets that are reporting that those gimmicks and tricks did not work in order to bypass the Microsoft account and internet connection screen. So we're not totally sure who's right or who's wrong, but it doesn't really ultimately matter. This is kind of an invasion of privacy if you really think about it. I mean, Microsoft, the only reason why they want you to have a Microsoft account in the first place is, well, A, because of recurring income, because if they can sell you on services and apps and Office subscriptions, these kinds of things, that of course is good for their bottom line, their stock price. It makes Microsoft the money that they can use in order to buy every video game company under the sun. So there's also then an invasion of privacy that comes with this, because obviously Microsoft isn't just letting you use their operating system free of analytics. No, absolutely not. They are tracking your data and your moves and history and all kinds of things. That's why Microsoft Edge now is like a very, very big privacy concern. It's kind of a shame, you've got a company like Apple who's very, very or at least on the surface, they claim that they're very privacy oriented, but Microsoft almost seems like the exact opposite. They're kind of going a Google route and they could really care less about your privacy. But all in, it's just an annoyance. I mean, computer shops are going to have to set up they'll have to set up a dummy account in order to bypass these screens. That will take an enormous amount of time and just be disruptive. It's nice to be able to just set up a local account for somebody and then they can sign into a Microsoft account later if they want to. There are businesses that operate on the road without an internet connection, such as like contractors, architects, to name a few, even accountants. They may not always need and or want an internet connection to connect their laptops to. I mean, I think it just goes without saying that this is kind of a crappy move, but we'll keep people posted regarding like the sort of the status on this, whether or not that build number actually hits, public release, and if any of the bypass tricks don't work. But anyway, we just wanted to kind of go on public record saying that Windows 11 will soon require an internet connection for both Windows 11 Home and Pro versions. And of course, that will require you to have a Microsoft account, and we think that that is crap. We will elaborate a little bit more on this in the future. But anyway, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out to us in the comments section. We'll be back with another video soon.